Hi, everyone, welcome to my channel again. Today, I am going to share about multicollinearity, which is an important concept in statistics and data science. Before watching, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Your support will encourage me to produce more videos related to statistics, Lean Six Sigma and operation management. Regression analysis is the modeling of the relationship between a response variable and a set of explanatory variables. The basic idea of regression analysis is to obtain a model for the functional relationship between a response variable, often referred to as the dependent variable, and one or more explanatory variables, often referred to as the independent variables. What is simple linear regression? Simple regression examines the relationship between a continuous response variable y and an explanatory variable x. The general equation for a simple regression model is below. Y is response variable. Beta sub 0 is intercept. Beta sub 1 is slope. X is explanatory variable. Epsilon is random error. We frequently encounter numeric variables that seem to be related. For example, financial officers predict future cash flows based on specified values of interest rates. On the other hand, multiple regression examines the relationship between a continuous response variable y and more than one explanatory variable x. X is ordinal or continuous. Let's take a look at an example. The pull strength of a wire bond is affected by die height, post height, loop height, wire length, bond width on the die and bond width on the post. We use the term independent variable in regression analysis to refer to any variable being used to predict or explain the value of the dependent variable. The term does not mean, however, that the independent variables themselves are independent in any statistical sense. On the contrary, most independent variables in a multiple regression problem are correlated to some degree with one another. Multicollinearity refers to when your predictor variables or independent variables are highly correlated with each other. This is an issue, as your regression model will not be able to accurately associate variance in your outcome variable with the correct predictor variable, leading to muddled results and incorrect inferences. Keep in mind that this assumption is only relevant for a multiple linear regression, which has multiple predictor variables. If you are performing a simple linear regression, one predictor, you can skip this assumption. Multicollinearity causes the following two basic types of problems. Firstly, estimates for regression coefficients can be unreliable. The coefficient estimates can swing wildly based on which other independent variables are in the model. The coefficients become very sensitive to small changes in the model. For example, if variable x2 is the only predictor included in our model, we claim that for every additional 1 unit increase in x2, the y increases by 15.7. On the other hand, if x1 and x2 are both included in our model, we claim that for every additional 1 unit increase in x2, holding x1 constant, y increases by only 4.93. The high correlation among the two predictors is what causes the large discrepancy. Secondly, tests of significance for regression coefficients can be misleading. You might not be able to trust the p-values to identify independent variables that are statistically significant. It becomes difficult or impossible to say which variable is really influencing the independent variable. A variance inflation factor (VIF) provides a measure of multicollinearity among the independent variables in a multiple regression model. Detecting multicollinearity is important because, while multicollinearity does not reduce the explanatory power of the model, it does reduce the statistical significance of the independent variables. How do we interpret the variance inflation factors for a regression model? If the VIF equals 1, there is no multicollinearity. If the VIF is between 1 and 5, predictors may be moderately correlated. If the VIF is between 5 and 10, the predictors are highly correlated. VIF is 1 divided by 1 minus r squared, where r squared with x sub j is the response variable and the other terms in the model is the predictors. Let's take a look at an example. An engineer at a semiconductor company wants to model the relationship between the device HFE and 3 parameters, emitter, base, and emitter to base. The VIF for base is greater than 1, which indicates the predictor is moderately correlated with other variables. On the other hand, the VIF for emitter and emitter to base is greater than 5, which indicates the predictors are highly correlated with other variables, the risk of multicollinearity which will influences your regression results. Let's plot the matrix plot to examine the relationship between these 3 predictor variables. Visually, we observe that there are no correlation exists between base and emitter. However, the correlation exists between emitter and emitter to base, as well as between base and emitter to base. We further analyze the data using regression analysis. For predictor variables between base and emitter, since the p-value is 0.274, which is more than alpha, 0.05, we concluded that no correlation exists between emitter and base. We repeat the regression study for predictor variables between emitter and emitter to base. In this case, the p-value is less than alpha 0.05. We concluded that the correlation exists between these predictor variables. Similar for predictor variables between base and emitter to base. Since the p-value is less than alpha 0.05, the correlation exists between these predictor variables. The potential solutions for multicollinearity are remove some of the highly correlated independent variables, or perform an analysis designed for highly correlated variables, such as principal components analysis or partial least squares regression. Reviewing again the above pairwise correlations using matrix plot, we see that the predictor emitter to base also appears to exhibit fairly moderate correlations with other 2 of the predictors, which are base and emitter. Therefore, the researchers could also consider removing the predictor emitter to base from the model. We reanalyze the regression analysis after remove emitter to base predictor from the model. Does variance inflation factor improve? The answer is yes. The variance inflation factors are improved. The VIF for both emitter and base is 1.07 after remove the emitter to base predictor from the model. In terms of the adjusted r-squared value, we did not seem to lose much by dropping the emitter to base predictors from our model. The adjusted r-squared value decreased to 86.07% from the original adjusted r-squared value of 99.08%. In summary, multicollinearity exists when correlation between predictor variables occur. Multicollinearity is applicable to multiple linear regression only. A variance inflation factor, VIF, provides a measure of multicollinearity among the independent variables in a multiple regression model. The potential solutions for multicollinearity are: remove some of the highly correlated independent variables. Perform an analysis designed for highly correlated variables, such as principal components analysis or partial least squares regression. Remember to subscribe to my channel so that you will not miss out my next videos. Bye. See you next time.